Hello, welcome to Tim Anderson Horse Training. Today I want to talk about getting your horse prepared to do lead changes and what parts of the body you need to control and how you need to control them to set your horse up to be successful for doing lead changes. This is Hank. He's pretty advanced as far as lead changes, but he's going to really show you what I'm doing. He's going to make it obvious what I'm doing to set him up for lead changes. So I just got on him. I'm going to walk him around, and this is actually part of my warm-up exercises. The same maneuvers that I use to get the horse soft and get his body moving where I want him to go and get him stretched out and relaxed. That's the same movements that I'm going to want when I'm asking for lead changes. So I'm going to walk him around and I'll talk about what I'm doing. I'll show you what I'm doing for warming him up and how that transfers into lead changes. So I'm going to start at a walk, and I want to make sure that I have control of his face and of his shoulders. So I'll tip his nose to the left a little bit, push a little bit with my left leg at the girth. So even though his head is going to the left, we're still traveling a straight line. I want to make sure that I can control the neck and the shoulders independently. That's going to be important when I get ready to do lead changes. If his shoulders are not going in the direction that I need, then we're going to not swap leads in the back. We'll swap in the front and not in the back. If you're having trouble with changing leads and you're getting the lead change in the front, but you're not getting it in the back, your problem is actually in the shoulders. So I'm going to work the shoulders a lot. Walk to the camera so you can see. See, now his nose is going to the right, but I'm pushing his shoulders to the left. What I want to do is move his shoulders so that I can make his spine bend in the arc of the circle that we're going to be doing. So if we're going to be loping in the left lead to the left, I want his spine bent to the left. So right here we're bent to the left, and then I need to be able to bend his spine the other direction. Now we're bent to the right. Go from a left bend to a right bend. And that's important when I'm asking for the lead change. If you need help controlling the horse's shoulders, getting the horse so that you can bend his head one way and push his shoulders the other way, you can look back on my beginning spin video. I do a lot of that when I'm teaching the spin. And then I also need it for lead changes. So now that I have control of his shoulders, I'm going to start working the hip. So what I want to do is I'm going to turn around coming straight at the camera. I want to get his body straight, but I'm going to push his hip to one side. You see his back feet tracking to the side of his front feet? That would be for the left lead. Turn away. And now I'm going to slide my leg back, my left leg back, push his hip over. And now I have his hips tracking to the right of his back end. Right now we are set up for the right lead. His spine is bent to the right, and if I was to smooch and lope, we would lope off in the right lead. So to kind of give you a good look, this would be a lead change at a walk. Bent to the right, we would be in the right lead. I'm going to slide my right leg back, left leg forward. This would be the left lead. That is a lead change at a walk. I work everything slow, and then I add a little bit of speed. So if you're having trouble moving the hip, the way you want to start with that is you ask your horse to stop. Whoa. You'll slide your leg back, ask the horse to move the hip, and release. So by moving his hip to the left, that pushes his hip to the left. I would tip his nose to the left, and that would set us up for the left lead. So if I'm going to do a left lead, what I'm going to do is slide my right leg back, push his hip to the left. I'm going to take my left hand, tip his nose to the left, and that would be a left lead departure. We're going to do it here at a walk. So right leg back, tip his hip to the left, tip his nose to the left, and if I was to ask to lope, that would be a left lead lope. You need to have really good lope departures before you ask for lead changes. If your horse is not departing clean from a walk to a lope, you're not going to get a good clean transition lead change from one lead to the other. Whoa. So we'll do that again. Right leg back, hip to the left, pick up the nose, and walk forward. So what I'll do, I'm going to work the same thing in a trot just a little bit, and then I'll show you how that trends into your departure and how that transitions into your lead changes. So we'll ask for a trot. And this is why this is part of my warm-up exercises, because when I get these maneuvers, this is the same body stretching, now we're bent to the left, that I'm going to want for everything that I do. Now we're bent to the right, bend to the left, bend to the right. Now I want to make sure that when I push his hip to the left, the shoulders go to the right. If I push his hip to the left and the shoulders go to the left, we're not going to change leads clean. That's why hip and then nose, so that I can control the shoulders. Hip, nose, and I can hold this and actually bring the shoulders even further to the left. I'm controlling the shoulders independent of the hip. We go in a straight line, I still have the hip to the right. If you're asking your horse to swap leads and he's not swapping in the front, it's because you're not holding the shoulders up. Now, I want to start with good, clean lope departures. So I'm going to set him up for a left lead, hip to the left, nose to the left, and I'll smooch and lope off. And there's my left lead. Horse is bent to the left, hip is to the left, nose is to the left. We'll come back down to a walk. And we'll take a right lead departure. Use my left leg, push his hip to the right. And it's real important here that I lope off straight. Even though his body is bent to the right, I don't want to lope off to the right and immediately cut off that way. I want to lope off into a straight line in the right lead. So, and lope in a straight line. Now I can even push his hip more in the right lead and take my left leg and push it back, get more engagement. Come around so you can see what my left foot is doing. My left foot is back, close to the back girth. Left leg back, push his hip more. Work that a little bit in the other lead. Lope off in the left lead. Supported shoulder. Notice how my hands are staying right here close to the neckline. Right leg back, push the hip over, keep that shoulder going straight. Now I'll come across, and basically all I'm going to do is I'm going to swap legs. Where my right leg is back, I'm going to move my left leg back. Change bends. Right now I'm in a left bend, left leg back, right bend. The leg pushes the hip over, and my hand changes to bend in his neck. We'll come around, we'll do that again. So, left leg back, right leg back, left leg back, whoa. So we'll come around, I'll do the lead change coming at the camera. So, left leg back, right leg back, left leg back, whoa. So that's all a lead change is. It is nothing more than, kind of got dusty there. It's nothing more than changing your bend from the left bend to changing it to the right bend. Don't make any more of it than that. As long as you keep it that simple. Okay. As long as you keep it that simple, then you'll have success with your lead changes. So I want to thank you for watching today. If you like the topic of my videos, please click the subscribe button. And until next time, thank you for watching.